Welcome to the new episode of Secrets of Trading, everyone. Today we have Chris with us. Let's get started with the very first question that we ask everyone. So who is Chris? How did you get into trading?
So my name's Chris. I'm known as KB or BaggingPips on Instagram. I actually got into trading last year. I got introduced by a friend of mine. He was following the Forex market for a while. I wasn't too much into Forex to begin with. My first investments actually started off in cryptocurrency, a bit of I would say a fluke. I was just sort of going with the hype at the time, and I had a friend telling me like, this is the biggest thing going. I was like, okay, I'll believe you. And then we ended up doing quite well. And then obviously the pandemic came around. I had a lot more time on my hands, and my friend started telling me about the Forex market. I got interested into it, and I have quite an addictive personality myself. I mean, I think we all do to some extent. I just literally wanted to learn about it. So I spent day and night watching YouTube streams, YouTube videos, reading books, listening to audiobooks. And I actually came across Sharma via someone else's stream. It was a Asian session of Paul.
All stream, right?
Yeah. And I was just listening in, and there was another student from our group as well. He was also talking at the time. Sharma was just dropping some absolute gems, and I was like, wow, because I studied college economics, so it was all tying in, and I was thinking, okay, I really need to like get into contact with this person. So I actually found Sharma through Instagram, and then I got talking to her, joined a mentorship service, a group, and that was the start of a good but short career for me.
Chris has been one of those, when you come across one of those students that are like just ready to go right into the markets, learn everything, absorb everything like a sponge. Like that's what Chris has truly been. And the reason why I say that is because, so we'll let you kind of talk about your background and all that stuff, like, where do you come from? But pretty much when I started talking to Chris on Instagram, that's how like all the conversations have pretty much started with almost all the students. So when I guys started talking to him, I'm like, okay, well, like I kind of understand like he's just, coming into the markets and everything like that. But in a very short amount of time, like he was able to absorb all that stuff and then really implement it and see like massive equity gains, right? So Chris is actually one of the people that a lot of people like to reach out to in my group because he's like messaging and all that stuff. He's quite active in the group. So he's like one of the first people that everyone likes to reach out to, and they're like, dude, does this actually work? Or like, because I'll get onto calls with people, I'm like, it's not hard to get 40% equity gains in like a month. We've done it in our simulation session, right? And I'm like, it's not hard to get 25%. And then Chris comes in, he was like, yeah, like I just made like, X amount of percent gain in like a month. And then people like reach out to him, they're like, dude, like, is this real? Or are you like, what's going on? So Chris has been one of those in our group.
Dude, I love people like you. You are a mentor's dream, because with a mentorship, like the whole construct of the relationship, it's got to be 50-50. You both got to be given 100%. And like when you get somebody else given 100%, and first of all, you believe in them, you know that they're putting in the work, and you know that they actually care, they want to do well, they want to become financially free. Those people I love working with. I love working with everyone, but they just make the job so much easier and like so much more enjoyable too, where you're just both working, both sending charts back and forth. Like that's how you get better, having that mindset. So I just want everyone out there to hear that that's exactly where you want to be. That's where your mindset should be, is always trying to work and become better and better and better, and also try to be a leader too, the way you are in the group. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it was the sending charts. It was also like getting onto like Zoom calls. We used to have like 2-3 Zoom calls every week for like a couple of months straight. And that's how I knew. I'm like, all right, this guy is serious, because he's obviously taking the time out, given our time difference. I'm in California, he's out.
Like, I think it's like 8-hour time difference.
Yeah.
You got my city behind you.
So Chris, you also have a business. And so in our secrets of trading, like, both of us have our businesses as well, but we talk a lot about the similarities that we have seen in trading and business. So what has your experience been like? I mean, we always talk about ours, but
for me, I started my first business.
That's definitely smirking down there.
I was 18. I was young. I started hustling in the streets. I got involved in buying cars, crashed cars, fixing them up, because one of my best friends had a repair garage. So it just made sense, right?
Yeah.
We get cars for cheap. Let's fix them up. we were at that age where everyone wants a car and people were buying cars off me. So that's where I first started off thinking, I thought this is something I really want to do. After that, obviously, it's quite a seasonal thing. It's not like every day you're going to be selling cars and stuff like that. Sometimes there's a peak season. Sometimes people don't want to spend money on cars and stuff. So then I had more spare time on my hands, and I got involved in a clothing business. Actually, that was very much one of the businesses that actually opened my eyes to a lot of things, like the reality of business and stuff. Like, there was a lot of barriers to entry. I realized I need a lot of capital. There's marketing, suppliers, there's all sorts of things I need
There's
to
so much in that business.
Exactly.
The garment business. Oh my God, so many background things going on.
Right. And then I taught myself how to like design a little bit, and I thought, like, okay, if I was to really do this, I'm gonna need a lot of money, right? And then I was a bit more realistic, like, okay, I probably can't do this, right? So then I was already involved on the e-commerce thing and whatnot. And then at the time, the UK started legalizing CBD. I had a friend from another place in England who opened up a store, and he was telling me like, look, you really need to get into this. There's good money to be made, like, it's completely legal and it's a hype sort of thing. So I opened up a CBD store online, of course. I started generating quite a lot of traffic, started making a decent amount of money, and then I decided to open up a store in my town, which is Leicester in England. Now, I was the first CBD store in my region. I had like the local health authorities come into contact like me and ask me about what I'm doing and stuff, and all the holistic side of things that we're doing. And I actually got published in a local newspaper, and that was when my business started like booming. I ended up opening up another store with a friend of mine. I kind of seen the similarities in that and trading, the discipline you need, the barriers of entry, if you want to call it, when it comes to trading, like risk management, following up trading plan, staying disciplined in the markets, that is a very, very big thing. And it's similar to your like business, like you stick to your business plan. You buy X amount of stocks or whatever, and you sell it for an X amount of price. You want to do the same when you're trading. You want to do the same sort of things. You don't want to keep trying too many things when it comes to trading, because when I found a few of these Instagram gurus, I seen that they're trying tons of different indicators, different strategies. I guess that's where you get like the cliche, the negative side of trading. Like, people are saying trading is like a scam or whatever and stuff, because they see people showing the lifestyle that goes with it, but nobody can replicate the success. That's the biggest similarity I see in business and trading. You got to stay very level-headed. You got to be realistic. You can't just think that you're going to start trading and be a millionaire within a year or something. It's not like that. So that's the same sort of things I've come across with business and trading.
You said something before that caught my eye. So you got an economics degree?
Not an economics degree. I was actually planning to go university, but for personal reasons I couldn't go. So I was always interested, because in college I did economics, and I took part in a thing called the National Investment Program. And it's like around 50,000 students across the UK. You're trading on a demo account. It's stocks. This is you have a starting budget of £5,000, and then you got to make it to a big portfolio. And we actually finished third in that competition. Oh, wow. And so from then I was like, really, I knew there's real money to be made in the markets, and everyone has that dream of like being financially free, making money like when and as they please and stuff. And so in a way, the pandemic was a chance, it was an opportunity for me, to actually sit down and think, rather than putting a lot of time into businesses and stuff, because we all know businesses can be hard, right? It's not just, it's like trading. It's not just, you're not just going one direction. You're gonna go, you have your ups and downs, and
a lot of mountains.
Yeah, exactly. You're climbing mountains, right? You got to go up, got to go down. Exactly. So the thing with the trading side of things, like, I really believe, not obviously not everyone, but everyone can be successful if they're willing to, put the time in to learn. As you trade, you build your character. The longer you trade, like you learn more about yourself, you adapt, and that's what I found in the short space I've been with Sharma. I've grown a lot. You know, it's not just like the equity growth that I was so concerned about. It's like the knowledge that she possesses, and obviously, like, every time you talk to Sharma, you learn something new. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah. So it's like
absolutely.
I just wanted to pick her brain as much as possible. Like,
Hmm.
she must have got bugged out, like thinking, wow, this guy is like, booking every meeting possible.
Oh, and that's what shows us, like as mentors, that all right, you guys are serious. Because I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of people who book meetings like that. The way that I pretty much tell everyone, regardless of whether you're on Zoom or whatever, like, or on Instagram or in the mentorship, it's like both of our mentorships are pretty personalized. So I'm like, if you need help, get onto Zoom with us,
Yeah.
right? And so a lot of people, for example, on Instagram, someone messaged me and they're like, I was like very hesitant to reach out because I thought you were very busy. Even if I am busy, I'm gonna make the time, right? If you need help, I'm gonna be there to
Yeah.
help you out.
That's what you're paying us
But
for.
yeah, and so,
Yeah,
but
we'll make time.
we have a lot of students like who'll make one meeting a week or like one meeting a month. And then I have students like Chris, and then like I have one more other student who will book out meetings in advance. I legit, one time I opened up my email and I got notifications of meetings that were booked like 3 months in advance. Like 32 to 3 times a week, for 3 months in a row. And then after that,
Wow.
because that's where my calendar ends for 3 months, right? And
Yeah.
then as soon as I open up my next one, then again, there's booking after booking after booking. I'm like, okay. And then we go through like, all sorts of different weekly outlooks. And then sometimes I'll just get on the calls with Chris and he's like, yeah, I'm just trying to pick your brain. Like I had a question about this, I had a question about that, whatever it is. But these are the type of things that tell us that, okay, this student actually wants to learn, they actually want to do something, they actually want to, change whatever situation that they're in. And that's what makes us happy, right? We could give you all the information, but if you're not the one over there absorbing it, like Stefano said, it's a 50-50 relationship, then,
Exactly.
I can't go 75-25. It's not going to help you. It has to be
It,
50-50.
it's just like a tell. Like it's like if this person is gonna put this much effort in, I know that person, we can set goals and they're gonna probably accomplish them. There's a good possibility. So first of
Exactly.
all, we're not wasting your time. We're not wasting my time. We're actually getting work in,
Yeah.
and I could trust that you're back there back testing
Mhm.
or journaling or
See
gonna
this.
send your chart every day, gonna hop on a Zoom and go over some things. Like we got plenty of people like that, but they're few and far between, whatever that saying is. But it's yeah, it's just great to have, and just know that you got the right mindset, you got everything it takes, you got all the tools, and you're going to accomplish things in this market. You just got to stay patient with the long-term process and everything like that, but short term with the work that you're putting in.
You guys provide a very personalized mentorship service. There's tons of people out there that say, join this group, join that group, and you can't even jump on a Zoom call. Like, you guys offer it for free. That says a
Mhm,
lot. That's
mhm.
that's 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 you guys doing something out of your guys' heart. You don't really need to do that, but that goes and shows, that you guys are genuine people. There's not many genuine people out there. We all know there's a couple of funny dudes on the YouTube or the Instagram and stuff like that. You'll never be able to book or even speak to them, let alone just take your money and they're gone.
Yeah.
But this is the thing I always say to Sharma, like, you guys always back test with your groups. I'm sure you do as well, Stephanos.
Mhm.
You're doing live trading sessions. You're doing, like, weekly outlooks with the guys on YouTube, everything. So there's so much you guys have already provided that we have to take advantage of it. And if you don't, then it's just down to you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's not easy for everyone, but like, everyone learns at their own pace. But if you keep repeating, back testing, keep sticking to the same strategy, you're going to be successful. And
Yeah.
one thing I came across, which I found difficult, was sticking to that one strategy. I tried to scalp, then swing trade, and all of that at once. And then with Sharma, I sat down and I said, I'm going to stick to one thing. And that's when I really started seeing my trading take that next level. And then I also got introduced to Trello, and that journaling, equally as important, as
Mm.
risk management or the other pillars in trading. Like, that there is probably the game changer for me. Journaling stuff, remembering things, remembering why the moves happen, all of that sort of stuff has really helped me, understand how the market moves and what to look out for in the future and stuff. And at the end of the day, the mentorship is there for you to then learn and go and work, or, do whatever you want yourself, right? It's not like we're just relying on you guys to just tell us what to do all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I personally think that like mentorship is crucial, and not so much like the, like you said, the signal group stuff like that, but like personalized mentorship, like a coach, it's almost crazy not to take up, because
Definitely.
you got to go through all the lessons if you're gonna do it on your own, and you could do it on your own if you want, but like why do that? You got so many more advantages having a community, having somebody you could bounce ideas off of. It's just so crucial. And you're going into the hardest market in the world. You're gonna do it alone.
Exactly.
You're gonna do that alone.
It's like what I said with my friend. Like, we're lucky to be living in this sort of generation. To have people we can connect over via Zoom or YouTube and stuff and learn things off. They're like, people didn't have this. People don't really need to even share this skill, but you guys are out here, really doing something that's admirable.
I was just gonna say, like, obviously, like, we're biased, like we're actual mentors, but like just as important as mentorship is, you still got to put the effort in. Like, it's got to be 50-50 for it to work. So anybody out there listening, just make sure that you're putting as much work as you possibly can in. If you don't have a coach, something like that, then just hop on a Zoom with somebody. It could be Sharma, it could be myself, somebody out there that could be helping you in bouncing ideas off of, looking at your trades on a daily basis, trading live with you. It's just something to think about. And it's only because we care. We give out plenty of information. Like, it's not like we're just trying to sell you mentorship. We just know that people need it. There's a lot of broke people out there and a lot of people that want to like actually succeed. So, and that's exactly what we're doing. And we understand that the whole purpose of life is giving back. Why not do that right now? Why not do that while we're on the journey? So that's what we're doing.
And that's not, it's not even just for Forex or for stocks, right? We had Austin here from like real estate come on and crypto come on. We also have Marlon come on from real estate, right? We also have like, students like Chris, and then your Chris as well, who came on, and Andy, and, so many other people come on, coming from all different paths of life, right? In a lot of different industries overall. And they're all saying the same thing. You need to have a mentor or a coach, or even if it's just a friend to hold you accountable, who probably has a little bit more knowledge than you about a certain topic. Talk to them about it, because the way that a mentorship pretty much works, or the reason why a coach is important to you, is because you're going to go through all those lessons. Without a mentor, whether it's real estate, whether it's Forex, whether it's stocks, whether it's anything in general, cryptocurrencies, without a mentor, you're going to go through all these ups and downs. You're going to like a lot of doubt yourself. Is this really how it's supposed to be? Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Maybe you want to quit at some point, but that coach is the one that's been through all of that and hopefully is successful. Maybe, hopefully you pick someone who's successful in whatever they're doing, and they're like, you're on the right path. And if you're not on the right path, then this coach, this mentor, this friend, whoever it is, brings you onto the right path. Like, okay, you steered away a little bit. This is what happened, but let's bring you right back onto the path and lead you to success. You can be successful in anything you want. You just need the right people with you.
Exactly. Even the most successful people themselves, they'll have like mentors as well, coach, whatever.
They understand.
Exactly. If you're like an elite, like, I don't know, sports person or something, you're gonna have the best, mind coach, nutritionist, all of that sort of stuff. You're not gonna just do it yourself, right? Otherwise you wouldn't get to that elite stage.
You don't see the warriors walking out to the stage and be like, yeah, we taught ourselves. Exactly. Their coach with them right next to them. Right.
Listen, I don't care like who you are or how like accountable you think you are. Like, you're always gonna be better when you have a little hand behind your back, just pushing.
Yeah, when you have a team or something. Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter who you are. You could be Tony Robbins. Like, Tony Robbins maybe needs a coach because he understands the importance of coaching, right? So,
and for us, it's each other. Yeah, exactly. Right? Stefanos pushes me, I push Stefanos, and no matter what we do.
Like, we're all taking the same journey. We're just like at different steps, I might be a couple of months behind someone else or whatever, but we've all been through the same things and we're all going to go through it. And like you said, having that mentor, having that support there is crucial. Definitely.
And not only that, but the family environment. That you guys have in your group, that we have in ours, or any other mentorship. You got that family of people all trying to accomplish the same thing virtually. You guys are like family, and it's awesome.
100%.
It's one of the reasons I do it.
Mhm.
I have another question for you, Chris. So we talked about trading, we talked about business. So I wanted to know, when you started off trading until now, like what were some of the changes that you have seen that really made you kind of solidify this, like, okay, trading is really going to work, or Forex really is going to work? Given that you've seen all those Instagram gurus, seen, all those
Well,
people on YouTube putting a lavish lifestyle out there.
regardless of like the money that can be made or the money that you have made, like the markets move, right? That's a real movement. Like if you understand how the markets move and you can be disciplined enough to just control your emotions when you're actually trading, you're going to be successful. So for me, it was all about trying to fight off things like greed, staying disciplined, not over trading, all those sort of things. And I was listening to you from obviously before I even joined your mentorship, and that there hit home to me. Like when I heard, your success story, like how other people are successful in the group, like such as like other traders. I don't really want to say names, but it inspired me like to learn about the whole economic side of things, the macroeconomics, the monetary policies. I thought, there's a lot of people that just trade based off the charts, right? So one of the first things you said to me, it's all about market sentiment, fundamentals and technicals. So once I seen everything align and seen how it works, that was it. I knew that, okay, if I stay committed to trading for a couple of years, like I will be going to places, that I probably would have only dreamed to go to. And that's why I aspire to. I've said to you many a time, Sharmafx, even if I replicate 10% of what you've done, I'll be happy. There's a lot of people out there that would be more than happy. And that's what I'm trying to do. Like everyone's different. Not everyone's going to have the same journey, and everyone has different measures of success and stuff. But, just to be like financially free and, just to make money off my own accord and stuff like that, I'll be happy. And that's what I've seen with trading. You can, analyze the night before, set your price alerts, and just execute when the time is correct. Obviously, when it's within your window, right? And that's it. That's what made me like, sort of committed to keep going.
Well,
There's a
it's an
lot of
honor
people.
for me, and I'm pretty sure for Stefanos too. Like seeing you
Absolutely.
guys, and then seeing you guys grow and progress over time, and then finally seeing like, where you are at the moment. Like that's an honor for me to be able to work with you, and play even like a very small part for it.
There's a
Absolutely.
lot of people in our group, who are appreciative of other things you do, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys in your group as well, Steph. The time you guys give, the lessons you guys teach,
Mhm.
it's it's crucial. Like you said, to have this support and the family, it runs deep, and I'm sure everyone will be successful in both of our groups.
100%.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
100%.
yeah, that's all we're striving for.
Mhm.
You mentioned before something about how you've stuck with one thing now. If you could unpack that for us, that'd be awesome.
So now I've stayed very, very disciplined in the charts. So I mainly look for scalp to swing opportunities because I find, sometimes scalping is a bit too intense. Like it could go, either way. Sometimes if the news is coming out, things can happen, and if you miss your move, you feel major FOMO sometimes. So there's moves to be, taken advantage of every hour of the market, right? And sometimes if you have an addictive personality like I do, it's not the best thing. I spent a lot of times on a lot of days sitting there in front of the chart, spending hours like, okay, I take this trade, I take that trade. Oh, pardon, I'll not take this trade. Okay, let me look for another trade. And I thought, yeah, okay, I need to assess my personality first and stick to this. And that's what's really made me successful. I dissected what I needed to do for my own lifestyle, whatever that's what fitted scalp to swing.
Awesome. How many trades do you think you were like averaging in the beginning?
Oh,
None? Like in one
probably
session?
about, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was
Yeah.
probably, I'd say sometimes it would be about 5 to 6 trades in a
Oh,
day.
okay. I did.
Yeah.
I've heard 40,
No,
50.
it wasn't nothing like 20 or something like that. Like, because like I said, I was always tuned into people streaming and stuff, and the number one thing that most people say is, you know, don't overtrade. That's, you know, and that stuck with me. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, that's a big deal, coming down from 5 or 6 down to 1 or 2, I'm sure. Like
Yeah,
right now.
now it's there's weeks I don't even take a trade, but when I do take a trade, it's a great opportunity, and we scale in, you know, we scale in together as a team, and that's when I maximize my opportunities, right? Like it's like the simulation sessions. Sometimes you're waiting almost like 3-4 days, or you know, you even make the whole week, nothing happens, and then once you get that breaker structure, that's when you get the nice moves, and that's where I've capitalized now.
Yeah, I mean, we have a guy in our group. I would love to bring him on here, actually. He's, I won't mention names, but I've always been so impressed with him because he can just stick with GJ and that's it. And sometimes he won't take a trade for the entire week. And that's like exactly what I'm pushing. It's like always be logical. And if you have a ranging week, don't take a trade. You know, it's easy. It's easy at this point. In the beginning, it's hard, but like it gets easier where it's just like, all right, I'm not content with what I'm seeing right now. I don't like the market. I don't like the area to the left. So I'm just not going to trade. And I'm fine.
It's better to make no money than lose money, right? Because
Yeah.
the markets don't give back.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of like let's say gold's been stuck between 1750 and 1830 for like months now. So like I've not even been attracted to gold. I've just been basically focusing on GJ. I'll take a trade on gold every now and then, but it's very seldom now, and I'm just content doing that. But that's why having 2 pairs is so important.
Exactly.
See, that's another thing where, I mean, I've talked about it so many times where it's like some days I'll have like great opportunities, and then there's like sometimes 2 weeks, 3 weeks where I don't take a trade, and it's because there hasn't been anything happening in the markets. So it's me saying one thing, right? And I say it all the time, but then I still have a lot of people who will end up like taking trades for whatever reason. And then you have Chris, and then I had like 2 other people come along. They're like, yeah, we haven't taken trades either because there's nothing happening in the markets. So like hearing it from a mentor is one thing, but hearing it from like other people who are in the same exact group, probably in the same exact boat, who started off the same exact way that you did not very long ago, is another thing. So then that kind of trickled down to other students as well. So then today, for example, there was like a good move. If you're looking for 10-15 pips on GJ, right before like the FOMC members started speaking. So, you know, called at that move, and I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna wait for the 4-hour levels to break. So then now I have students who are like, yeah, it's a no trade day for me either, because they understand that that's a range. So everyone's now waiting for those bigger moves, trying to turn those scalps into swing trades. And then the final question that I have for you, Chris, is, so what were some of the things that you learned in your journey that you wish that someone had told you earlier, now looking back from where you started to until now where you are?
Well, I was lucky enough to meet you, so you told me a lot. But the number one thing I would have said to myself is do not be greedy. You know, like it's easy to want to replicate one of the successful traders' journeys and stuff like that. But what you got to remember is success isn't just what you see, right? There's a lot of, you know, losses and lessons learned behind that. And thankfully, I learned mine quite quickly, you know, and I'm very lucky, like I said, to come across your mentorship, and to have learned so much. And you obviously gave me a lot of time with all the meetings and stuff, and I'd like to say I've learned quite a lot, you know, and I'm still learning. I'm not trying to say I'm a finished article. By far I'm not, you know, they still make mistakes. Everyone does in trading. Nobody has 100% success rate, but it's all about, you know, staying disciplined, and that's the number one thing for me. You know, it's like everything in life, you got to stay disciplined and not be too greedy. You got to keep your feet on the ground, and that's the main lesson I've learned.
That's pretty good, honestly. You know, the main thing is, again, greed. Like we emphasize that a lot. It's the emotional cycle overall, honestly, not even just greed. So there's people who are on this end of the spectrum with greed, and there's people on the other end with FOMO. So you got to find that balance in between, right? So then how do you find that balance? And that's what you have to work on. It is the new year, right? It's still January. So you guys still got like 11 months to work on this, right? Break it down into those quarters. And it comes right back to that video that we did, our first video, right, for the year, of the goals and everything like that. But do you have any questions for Chris, Steph, before we
No, I mean, I think your story is amazing. You're only a year in, so
Yeah.
it's just kicking off, man. So just keep your head down. Don't get I mean, you're not gonna get cocky, I know you, but just keep the overconfidence at bay, right? It's gonna creep up, and you got to be able to shove it to the side a little bit. Same thing with any kind of emotion, and deciding in any kind of situation, trying to kick that emotion out and use logic, rationale, any of that stuff. It's the same exact thing. So just keep your head down, keep working. You're in good hands with Sharma, so just keep it up. And thanks again for coming on.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a privilege to be on, guys.
So Chris, if anyone wants to reach out to you, talk to you about anything, then how do they do that?
Yeah, I have an Instagram. Is BaggingPips. That's the best way to get hold of me, to be honest.
All right, awesome. So guys, if you guys have any questions at all for Chris or for any of us, feel free to reach out to any of us on Instagram. I'll go ahead and put Chris's Instagram here as well, so you guys can go and check him out. But other than that, trade safe for the rest of the week and for the rest of the year. And thank you so much for hopping on, Chris. We really appreciate it.
It's a
Thanks
pleasure.
again, buddy.
See you guys soon.
Have a
See
good
ya.
one.